friends, welcome to my channel's new playlist. Snooze in Facts. As you know, the channel promotes no video concept, only audio. Just to brief our first-time listeners, our idea of this new playlist is that we try to engage your imagination, gently, with nature's facts. And activate the parasympathetic nervous system, also help you not to overthink when you close your eyes. Last but not the least, provide you emotional comfort. Let's begin today's story. The Moon and the Mystery of Tides. Before time meant anything. Before oceans rippled. Or mountains stood proud. There was only dust and darkness. The space that would become our solar system today was filled with drifting rocks and glowing gas, silent and waiting. In this quiet chaos, a small star began to glow. We call it the sun. Around it, swirling clouds of dust and minerals slowly clumped together, forming young, hot planets. One of these was Earth. She was not gentle in the beginning. Earth was wild, burning, and restless. She spun quickly and breathed fire from her surface. Volcanoes erupted without end, and the land was soft and molten. No oceans yet. No moon in the sky. Only a newborn planet, glowing in the darkness. Then came a moment that would change everything. Far across the early solar system, another planet was drifting. It was about the size of Mars. It had no name then, but we now call it Theia. Theia was pulled by gravity toward Earth. It was a slow, inevitable dance. Two worlds spiraling toward one another. Until finally, they met in a colossal crash. The explosion was so powerful that a piece of Earth was torn away. Debris flew into space, molten and shining, and began to orbit Earth. This was no ordinary accident. From chaos came beauty. The scattered dust and rock that circled Earth began to gather. Over time, in months, years, perhaps centuries, those pieces joined, pulled by gravity into a sphere. Slowly, carefully, they formed what we now know as the Moon. The Moon began his life close to Earth. Much closer than he is today. He spun fast in the sky, glowing red with heat. But as time passed, he cooled. His surface hardened. He slowed. And he stayed. He became Earth's silent companion, orbiting faithfully, always watching. Now, Earth had a moon, but it still had no oceans. The Earth's surface was rock and fire. The sky was filled with ash. But deep beneath Earth's crust, hidden in the molten rock that fell as meteors, long ago, laid a secret ingredient, water. And beyond Earth, in the cold stretches of space, were comets and asteroids, many of them carrying ice. For millions of years, these frozen travelers crashed into Earth. Each time, they brought a little water. Some frozen, some vaporized by the impact. Some falling as steam and later cooling into droplets. At the same time, Earth's volcanoes were releasing steam from deep within. The atmosphere thickened. The sky began to cool. And then, one day, it rained. It didn't just rain for an hour or a day. It rained for thousands of years. The water flowed over the rocky surface. It filled the low places. It formed lakes, rivers, and finally, oceans. Earth, once dry and harsh, became blue. The moon looked down from his perch above and saw the shimmering sea stretch across the surface of his mother. Now the earth had oceans, and the moon, though silent, would soon begin to stir them. Water is gentle, but it listens. And it listens to the moon. Even though the moon is small compared to Earth, his gravity has a long reach. It stretches across the sky, pulling at the oceans below. As the moon moved across the sky, the ocean moved too. The side of Earth facing the moon felt a tug. The water there lifted, just slightly, but enough to make a bulge. At the same time, on the opposite side of Earth, another bulge formed. That bulge wasn't pulled by the moon, but caused by inertia, the spinning motion of Earth flinging water outward. These two bulges were the very first high tides. As Earth turned, different parts of the planet moved through these bulges. The ocean seemed to rise and fall. It became a slow, steady rhythm. 2 high tides and 2 low tides every day. A dance that never stops. A heartbeat of the sea. And thus, the tides were born. If you could watch from space, you'd see the Earth spinning inside these 2 watery bulges. As each spot on Earth rotates into the bulge, it experiences a high tide. When it spins out, it feels the sea pull away, a low tide. But the moon is not still. He orbits Earth, moving a little farther east each day. Because of this, the tides come about 50 minutes later each day. This rhythm, 2 tides, slightly later every day, became a part of life on Earth. For ancient seashells, for shorebirds, for humans long after. The moon doesn't speak, but he guides the water with a gentle hand. Always pulling, always near. Far beyond the moon, the sun also watches and joins the moontide dance. The sun's gravity is strong, stronger than the moon's, but much farther away. Even so, it too pulls on Earth's oceans. When the sun and moon line up, as they do during full moons and new moons, their combined gravity makes tides stronger. These are called spring tides. Not because they happen in spring, but because the water seems to spring higher and lower. When the sun and moon are at right angles, like during the moon's first and third quarters, they pull in different directions. The tides become weaker. These are neap tides, soft and mild. And so, every month, the tides grow stronger and softer in a pattern, depending on where the moon and sun sit in the sky. Earth, moon, and sun, 3 bodies in space, always in motion, always connected. If Earth was a perfect sphere, covered in even ocean, tides would be simple. But Earth is not simple. Its shape, its land, and its underwater mountains all affect how tides behave. In narrow bays, like the Bay of Fundy in Canada, tides become dramatic. The water has nowhere to go but up. The sea rises as much as 16 meters twice a day. In quiet places like the Mediterranean Sea, where the connection to the open ocean is small, tides barely move at all. In the Gulf of Mexico, there's only 1 high tide and 1 low tide each day, a pattern known as diurnal. Other places, like the Pacific coast of North America, have mixed tides, some high, some low, all slightly different. And in most parts of the world, there are semi-diurnal tides. 2 highs, 2 lows, nearly equal. Every coastline has its own tidal story, written by shape, depth, and distance. Now we must understand invisible spirals and silent points of tides. Tides don't just go in and out. If you could watch them from above the earth, you'd see something beautiful, the water spinning in great, slow circles around special points in the ocean where there's almost no tidal movement at all. These points are called Amphidromic points. Around them, the tides rotate clockwise in the southern hemisphere, counterclockwise in the north. These tidal spirals help explain why tides arrive at different times in different places, why some coasts rise dramatically, while others hardly move. Even in calm seas, the moon's touch is there, quiet and unseen. Is the moon drifting away? The moon, though loyal, is not standing still. He is slowly drifting away, about 3.8 centimeters each year. As he moves farther, Earth's rotation slows. The days grow a little longer. The tides weaken ever so slightly. In 1 billion years, the tides will be softer. The days will be longer. The moon will be smaller in the sky. But for now, he remains our nearest neighbor, still guiding the oceans with care. The tides shape more than just water. They shape life, from tiny plankton to migrating whales. Many creatures live by the moon's rhythm. Coral reefs spawn by the full moon. Crabs move with the tides. Even humans once used the moon to mark time. Calendars, harvests, ceremonies. The sea remembers. When you walk along a beach and feel the water tug at your ankles, you're touching something ancient, a memory older than mountains, a rhythm written in the moonlight. The tides don't just move water, they move stories. And the earth listens. The moons whisper. Now, as you lie in bed, safe and still, the ocean continues its timeless breath, rising, falling, in and out, like a song from long ago. High above, the moon watches, just as he always has. He pulls the sea towards him, and then lets it go. He turns in silence, never tired, never gone. The sun watches too, from far away, lending his strength when needed. Together, they guide the oceans in a gentle ballet of gravity and time. And you, dear dreamer, are part of that story. Your body carries the same water. Your heart beats in its own tide. You, like the sea, are pulled by invisible forces. Soft, constant, kind. So close your eyes now. Let the moon's whisper rock you to sleep. You are safe in his light, and the ocean sings below, forever and ever and evermore. Good night.